Hi guys, we're gonna continue our reading journey and today's story, The Trimmed Lamp. Let's begin. Of course, there are two sides to the question. Let us look at the other. We often hear shop girls spoken of. No such persons exist. There are girls who work in shops. They make their living that way. But why turn their occupation into an adjective? Let us be fair. We didn't we do not refer to the girls who live on Fifth Avenue as marriage girls. Louis and Nancy Louis and Nancy were chums. They came to the big city to find work because there was no enough to eat at their homes to go around. Nancy was 19. Louis was 20. Both were pretty, active country girls who had no ambition to go on the stage. The little cherub that sits up aloft guided them to a cheap and respectable boarding house. Both found positions and became wage earners. They remained chums. It's at the end of 6 months that I would beg you to step forward and be introduced to them. Meddlesome reader. Meddlesome. My lady friends, Miss Nancy and Miss Louie. While you are shaking hands, please take notice, cautiously, of their attire. Attire. Yes, cautiously, for they are as quick to resent a state as as a lady in the box and the horse show is. For they are as quick to resent a stare as a lady in the box at the show is. Okay. Louis is a piece work ironer in the hand laundry. She's clothed in a badly fitting purple dress, and her hat plume is 4 inches too long. But her ermine muff and scarf costs $25, and its fellow beasts will be ticketed in the windows, and it will be ticketed in the windows at 7.98 before the season is over. Her cheeks are pink and her light blue eyes bright. Contentment radiance from her radiates. Contentment radiance from her. Nancy, you would call a shop girl because you have the habit. There is no type, but a preserved generation is always seeking a type. So this is what the type should be. She had the height rated pompadour, height rated pompadour. And the exaggerated, ex, exag, exaggerate, straight front. Her skirt is shoddy, but has the correct flare. No furs protect her against the better spring air, but she wears her short broadcloth jacket as jauntily, 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 as though it were Persian lamp. On her face and in her eyes, remor remorseless. Type seeker is the typical shop girl expression. It is a look of silent but contemptuous revolt against cheated womanhood. Offset prophecy of the Wengians, Wengens, Wengians to come. When she loves her loudest, the look is still there. The same look can be seen in the eyes of Russian peasants, and those of us left will see it someday on Gabriel's face when he comes to blow us up. It is a look that should wither, wither, and abash man. But he has been known to smirk at it and offer flowers with a string tied to them. Now lift your head and come away while you receive Louis Cherry. See you again. And the sardonic, sweet smile of Nancy that seems somehow to miss you and go fluttering like a white moth up over the house tops to the stairs. The two waited on the corner for Dan. Dan was Louis' steady company. Faithful. Well, he was on hand with Mary would have had to hire a dozen subpoena, subpoena ser- servers to find her lamp. Ain't you cold, Nancy? Said Louis. Ain't you cold, Nancy? Said Louis. Say, what a chimp you are for working on that old store for a week, $8 a week. I made 1850 last week. Of course, ironing ain't as swell work as selling lace behind the counter, but it pays. None of us ironers make less than 10. And I don't know that is that it's any less respectful work either. You can have it, said Nancy with uplifted noise. I'll take my 8. a week and hell bedroom. I like to be among nice things and swell people. Swell. And look at the chance I've got. Why one of our one why one of our Globe girls married a Pittsburgh steelmaker or blacksmith or something the other day worth $1 million. I'll catch a swell myself sometime. I ain't bragging on my looks or anything, but I'll take my chances where there are big prizes offered. What show would what show would a girl have in a laundry? Why, that's where I met Dan, said Louis triumphantly. He came for his Sunday shirt and collars and saw me at the first board ironing. We all tried to get to work at the first board. Ella McGinnis was sick that day, and I had her place. He said he noticed my arms first, how how round and white they was. I had my sleeves rolled up. Some nice fellows come into Landers. You can tell them by their bringing their clothes in suitcases and turning in the door sharp and sudden. How can you wear a waist like that, Louis? Said Nancy, gazing down it at the offending article with scorn in her heavy lidded eyes. It shows fierce taste. Fierce taste. What waste? This waste? Cried Louis with wide-eyed indig indignation. Why? I paid 16 for this waste. It's worth 25. A woman left it to a woman left it to be laundered and never called for it. The boss sold it for me to me. It's got yards and yards of hand embroid embroidery on it. Better talk about that ugly, plain thing you've got on. This ugly, plain thing, said Nancy calmly, was copied from one of Mrs. Van Alstyne Fisher was wearing. The girls say her bill in store last year was 12,000. I made mine myself. It cost me 1.50. 10 feet away, you couldn't tell it from hers. Oh well, said Louis good naturally. If you want to starve and put on airs, go ahead. But I'll take my job and good wages. And after hours, give me something as fancy and attractive to wear as I am able to buy. They'll take my jungle. And after hours, give me something as fancy and attractive as to wear as I am able to buy. But just then came a serious young man with a ready-made necktie who had escaped the city's brand of friv- frivolity, frivolity, and electrician earning 30 per week, who looked upon I, Louis, with the sad eyes of her mouth, and thought her embroidered, embroidered, embroidered waist a web in which any fly should delight to be caught. My friend, Mr. Owens, shake hands with Miss Danforth, said Louis. I'm mighty glad to know you, Miss Danforth, said Dan, with outstretched hand. I heard Louis speak of you so often. Thanks, said Nancy, touching his fingers with the tips of her cool ones. I've heard her mention you a few times. Louis giggled. Did you get that head shake from Mrs. Van Alstyne Fisher, Nancy? She asks. If I did, you can feel safe in copying it, said Nancy. Oh, I couldn't use it at all. It's too stylish for me. It's intended to set off diamond rings. That high shake is. Wait till I get a few and then I will try it. Learn it first, said Nancy wisely, and you will be more likely to get the rings. Now, to settle this argument, said Dan, with his ready cheerful smile, let me take a proposition. As I can take both of you up to Tiffany's and do the right thing, what do you say to a little weather while? I've got the tickets. How about looking at stage diamonds since we can't shake hands with the real sparklers with the real spark. The faithful squire took his place close to the carp. Louis next, a little peacocky in her bright and pleated clothes. Nancy on the inside, slender and soberly clothed as the sparrow, but with the true one Alstin Fisher walk. Tuesday set out for their evening's moderate diversion. I do not suppose that many look upon the great department store as an educational instruction, but the one in which Nancy worked was something was but the one in which Nancy worked was something like that to her. She was surrounded by beautiful things that breathed of taste and refinement. If you live in an atmosphere of luxury, luxury is yours, whether your money pays for it or another's. The people that the people she served were mostly women whose dress, manners, and position in the social world were quoted and criterions. From them, Nancy began to take toll, the best from each according to her view. Okay, guys, we're gonna stop for today and continue tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.